What's going on, gang? It's Langston Galloway here. Man, I'm excited to get this podcast going. 12th year professional basketball player. Excited for what we're building overseas currently in Turkey, playing basketball for Edo Sport. And excited to get this thing off the ground. My co-host and I have really been excited about building something special. I'll let him intro himself.
What's going on, guys? Sons Wide here, co-host of the Kicking It with LG podcast. I'm excited to bring this to you guys. Honestly, the whole backstory of me and Langston is honestly kind of crazy, so I think we'll probably get into that at some point during this episode. But realistically, not just like this podcast, but like it's almost been like a 2-year process behind the scenes, just trying to like schedule something. Honestly, so it's been cool. I'm excited to do this and just bring some content to you guys. Here's some of the, just the process from Langston, talk some hoops, and yeah, man, let's get into it.
Let's get it. Kick it with LG. Let's get it. We'll start off with Q&A back and forth, just talking about, the stories and then we'll, as we continue to build everything, we'll go from there.
This is 12th professional year so far?
Yeah, year 12 for me. Year
12. What is one moment in NBA you'll never forget, good or bad? Honestly, you gotta be transparent, the good and the bad. What's one moment?
I give both. I'll give both stories. So, my best moment obviously is getting called up. My first time stepping on the NBA floor as an official NBA player, playing against the Wizards. One of my childhood friends, Garrett Temple, was on the opposing team. So that was a big moment for me, obviously. But then also, too, just getting an opportunity to go on the floor and really, just say, hey, I did it. To say I made it to the NBA. And it was just the beginning of, something that, a kid from Baton Rouge, a kid that undrafted, a kid that just, worked his tail off every single day to make it, make a dream come true. So that was a special moment for me. And then, bad moment, but it's still a good moment. Like I say, people know me. I don't say know me for this, but they know. And once you type it in, you'll go find it real fast. It's me getting crossed up by D Wade. That was crazy. That's probably not saying my most embarrassing moment, but it was just like a moment where, I'm known as when I was playing in the NBA, and then obviously now, I feel like I'm one of the hardest workers on the floor, off the court, on the court, and I always want to be locked into my assignment and trying to stop anybody who's in front of me. And so that was one moment where I was like, man, okay, all right, it kind of humbled me, and I was like, I got to really lock in, I'm playing at a different level, and I think that was my second year in the league. So crazy moment, but hey, it happens. You either gonna get dunked on, get crossed up. If you're out there, giving it your all, something's going crazy like that's gonna happen. But to say it was
that just means you're playing defense.
To say it was D Wade, hey, look, I'll take it.
100%. What would you say was your welcome to the league moment for you?
Welcome to the league moment. It happened pretty fast. Playing against the Houston Rockets, second game of my career. I caught a tip slam. And it was like a welcome to the NBA moment. We were on TNT, and just a little recap of the backstory behind it all. All my boys texting me before the game, don't get crossed up. We're playing against James Harden. The Houston Rockets had James Harden, Dwight Howard. They had Josh Smith. I mean, they were loaded. That squad was crazy back then. And to say, I went in there, I got my moment, my opportunity, and came off the bench, played some significant minutes, had a tip slam, knocked down some threes, made some good plays defensively. So, I mean, we ended up losing the game bad, but, just that was a welcome to the NBA moment where I was like, damn, okay, this is surreal. I'm really here. I'm really able to go out here and do it. So, no, that was dope.
Yeah, that's a dope story for sure. That Rockets team was different.
Yeah, that was different, man. I'll say this, my era coming through, I mean, there was no slouch teams. Like, every night was like,
Mhm.
and we'll get into it later on in the pod, but man, every night it was somebody like my position. Obviously, you got CP3, you got Russell Westbrook, you got Kyrie, you got Isaiah Thomas. I mean, every night it was somebody. It was always somebody I had to guard, had to stop, had to go at them. You know what I mean? Try to get buckets on them. So it's like it was you had to be locked in. Locked in every single night.
Now, I'm just kind of curious, first time, you played for the Knicks your rookie
Yep.
season, walking in the MSG, just like embracing the history, the culture of New York and just the history of New York basketball. What was that like? Just that feeling, rookie season, walking in the MSG, seeing all those banners and stuff and those retired jerseys. Like, what was that, honestly?
Wow, I feel like I relive it every day. Just in the moment of like you thinking back right now, and you walk around the arena, you look up, and you like, man, like this is the most famous arena in the world. Like, what I mean, anybody and everybody that knows the Knicks knows that arena. They know, Knicks players. Like, it's crazy. And people always ask me, like, man, what's your favorite team? But that was my favorite like team to play with, by far, because it's just the history, but also too like I'm so well remembered there, because of what I did. Obviously playing well, playing hard. Leaving everything out there that I had. And so that was a dope experience. But you know, going out there every single night and like seeing banners, the fans, the legends coming back to the game, like that was bar none, like, best experience I've ever been a part of, because I really got a chance to know not just, the cat like the casual New York Knicks legends, but I got to know like everybody. Like I literally like connected with everybody. I always was like, let me talk to you, let me talk to this guy, that guy, like meeting Earl to Pearl Monroe and like, Walt Clyde Frazier. And it's like obviously, yeah,
Some
Phil,
legends.
uh, Phil there as well. Like, so it's like you had so many guys that was like there, connected, and it just embodied everything that it was cool to see and be a part of.
Yeah, and I mean, you were part of a crazy locker room. Melo had some dope vets on that
Yep.
team. Was there like, what's like a dope like Carmelo story that you got personally?
Um, man, I have so many stories with him. He's big bro. He really looked out for me. I started my career, like anything I needed, always took care of me. Always looked out for him, made sure he was good. Man, I'm trying to think. It's like there's so many. You know what? The best one is probably, and it's nothing crazy, but like just the gym aspirations, right? It's like I remember growing up and I was like, with my boys and we playing 2K, and like I'm like, man, I
Yeah,
always played with the Knicks, like because I wanted to play with Melo, on 2K, and
yeah,
having the chance to like actually be a teammate of his, and then like the experiences of like we in games, like in the summertime, I'm playing pickup, and it's like he would always pull me to the side and give me advice, little small advice to go forward with my career. And to this day, like anytime I see him or like we out or like anything, like he's always loved. So it's like, man, Seven is one dude that like he's now in the Hall of Fame, and to say I got a chance to play with a Hall of Famer, and I played amongst a
yeah.
lot of Hall of Fame.
You played
Yeah,
with some
it's
squads.
different. It's different. Yeah. So, man, it's crazy. But yeah, like just the experiences in the summertime, like playing pickup and like we in the gym working out with him. Like that was like a special moment for me. Like working out with one of the dudes I looked up to, and say like we in there, he give me snippets of like, hey, you should be doing this. There's some footwork that you can add, or like that's just small stuff. It's not like nothing like off the court that was like we hung out off the court, but like being in the gym and getting those tips, like that was something special for sure.
Yeah, that's gonna be surreal. Carmelo is one of my favorite players of all time.
Yeah.
Up there with K, obviously Book. There's a little bias there, but those are my dogs. But yeah, man, just kind of I know you mentioned it, like just the you play with some dogs, man. AD,
Hmm.
Book.
Yeah.
You play with D Rose too. Shout out D
Yep.
Rose.
Shout out to Rose, man.
What's like with playing with all those guys? What's like something that you've taken away from a lot of those dudes and tried to implement yourself?
The one thing that I'll say I've taken away from most of them, and I'll say most of them because everybody has the same type of DNA. But one thing that stands out, and one thing that I take away from like IT, he's a great example of like that paranoid type of like mindset. It's like every single day you have to go out there, whether that in a game, practice, anything. Like it's literally like it's dog eat dog, and it's like you have to go out there and think, how can I get better today? Better than I was yesterday, today, tomorrow. Like, how do I continue to get better? And it's like it's all like small snippets of stuff that you add to your game. And so for me, even to this day, like year 12, and I'm still getting better at different things. Like whether that be like footwork or whether that be different situations of how I can be better in like pick and rolls or like anything, one-on-one situations, any and everything. I'm always like trying to figure out how do I continue to get better. So I think that that was the mindset that they changed my perspective of like if I can day in day out have a mindset of like locked in, but also too knowing it's not going to be easy. It's going to be a lot of sacrifice. It's going to be a lot of dedication, a lot of hard work, and that's like the mantra I go by because those three things stick with me. That's ethics, that sticks with me every single day.
Yeah,
So it's like I have to go out and like, I got to prove it, number one, but also two, I got to go and lock in on this court and really showcase like this is what it takes to, be the best that you can be. You can't say
yeah,
you want to be one of the greatest if like you're not the best you can be. So that's
one
special,
hundred percent.
special.
Now, one thing personally, kind of hearing that from you, I want a lot of young hoopers to tune into this, and they have a great chance to learn some knowledge from you on this platform here. What is a message that you would send to young hoopers right now, trying to make it to the next level, trying to get to JUCO, D2, D3, D1, just trying to find their journey in basketball right now? What is a message that you would send to young hoopers right now out there?
The one message I'll say is how much are you willing to sacrifice to make it to the league or make it to JUCO or make it to make a high school basketball team because a lot of people don't understand is that it's going to come a time where to a time and point where either you're not the best on your team, you're not the tallest on your team, or you're uh, not the fastest or strongest. Like it's always going to come a point where somebody else is better than you. And so everybody works hard. Like, don't get me wrong. Everybody works hard. Everybody's always going to put their best foot forward, to make it work. But how much are you willing to sacrifice? Whether that being coming before school, um, coming before practice, like stuff like that, where you're working on your craft and you want to be the best that you can be. You got to put in a lot of time before. You got to put in a lot of time after. Like you could be dead tired, but you know that if I go out here and continue to do that, I get a step better. I get a step better, and it's like I always look at it as like like you're walking up a staircase, and it's like if you're walking up a staircase, you're not going to take three steps up. You need to take one step at a time, and it's like the more and more you take steps up, eventually you're going to reach a point where you're like, all right, I feel like I got better now. I can add this to my game, and it's like uh, people don't understand that. It's like I know it's simple. It sounds simple, but it's like you have to literally put in whatever you're doing. You have to put in a lot of hours, and like even like I've read a couple books on Malcolm Gladwell, like the 10,000 hours, and it's like those sometimes people don't understand. It's like yeah, it's 10,000 hours on like obviously practice and stuff like that, but it's more so perfect practice than just practice. It's like you have to like I look at it now for me, and I'm gonna give an example just to bring it to bring it all in, a full
Yeah.
circle. For me at this point in my career, like obviously shooting is like my biggest point of my like what I am and what I do. But it's like I can do a
Sharpshooter.
lot of other things too. I can go out there, I can get to the rim, I can finish, like different things that I've added to my game. But people know me as a shooter because like how well I shoot it and the things that I do in the summertime. I put myself through different drills like the switch drill. I give you like some small things like, all right, that's 5 spots around the 3-point line. You got corner wing, top corner wing, and so I put myself through a difficult transition where it's like, all right, I can go out there and make 10 in a row. That's easy. Boom, I do that with my eyes closed. But now I'm saying, all right, I got to have 10 swishes. Like then that it becomes an even more challenging situation where you
Yeah.
know that yeah, I'm gonna make 10, but it's like it might take a little longer for me to make 10 of these, or all right,
Mm.
hey, look, I'm gonna make two in a row, two switches in a row. Like that makes it more challenging because you have to be more precise, you have to be more consistent, and you have to be able to understand your jump shot. And so for me,
Yeah.
I'm not like a big like I used to be when I was in high school, college. I used to get up pretty high off the floor. Now it's more simple. It's more like I'm not getting up too high. I'm pretty precise on like how to get to my spot. But now it's all about my flick, and I've put that on my IG sometimes. Like if I flick my wrist most times, like it's good, and it's like sometimes like there will be moments where obviously I'll make the shot and I don't flick it, but I just know that that's something that I've perfected. It's like if my wrist is flicked and it's going, and to understand for people, it's like when you're going to shoot the basketball, you're going back in like a lever position, and then once you come through, you'll see the flick of a lot of guys' wrists. You look at Steph, you look at like a lot of great shooters, Ray Allen. I mean, those guys, they all have the same motions. And then obviously your normal shooters today, but it's like that's been my perfection of how I've crafted my jump shot into where it started at to where it's at now. So I know that was a long drawn out conversation, a long answer, but
No, that's great. That's why we're here, man. It's a podcast.
people need to know. People really need to know how
Yeah.
how to do it for sure, and how to put the work in.
This is some great knowledge right here.
Yeah.
I'm learning here as well. So this is awesome.
Yeah.
I'm happy to be here. Um, but what do you feel like is something that's kind of misunderstood by people, by myself, and just kind of media about like the NBA and professional basketball life? Because we only see so much with social media and the podcast world now. We see a little bit more of personality and what kind of goes on or on and off the court. Um, but just like we only see the finished product, that 48 minutes on the NBA court, and whatever clips ESPN and stuff post, and of course press conferences. What do you feel like is something that is just kind of misunderstood, and something that a lot of fans and people that tune into professional basketball don't really get?
I think the misconception, a lot of people in my book, and I've heard people talk about it over time. It's like, man, it looks like the NBA people don't play hard. That's like the one thing that I get a lot. It's like people,
I find that crazy.
yeah, it's like people say, man, they're not really out there playing hard. They're not playing serious. That's not the case at all. And maybe, like I said, maybe they see something that I don't see. But from the basketball perspective, and I've been out there, I would say, hey, if an average basketball player can go out there and say, hey, I'm gonna do this at a high level, it's not possible. It's not possible at all. Like
Yeah.
I've seen so many dudes that have like obviously played in the league and went to these different like programs and went to these different like the one-on-one battles and different things like that. And big shout out to all those those different like setups, like because they're doing numbers, they're doing amazing, they're really blowing
Yeah.
basketball, bringing it back to life. A lot of fans are coming out showing support, but to step on that court on an NBA level is bar none like the toughest experience because of the athletes are so good, the players are so good that it makes it look like it's easy because You think about you go in the summertime, all right, you got to be in the best shape of your life. That's number one. Number two, you're guarding the best players in the world. Like I think I think somebody did a stat. I think it's like maybe 5,000, 6,000 players of all time. So that can't be but what, billions of people that have stepped on this earth. And it's like now you see that 6,000 athletes have been able to step on the NBA court and say, hey, I'm an NBA basketball player. Now,
Hmm.
if that doesn't show you that obviously something separates them from everybody else, and it's like your average fan
Yeah.
doesn't, yeah, like your average fan doesn't see that. And it's like, yeah, okay. People say, okay, I can go play football, American football. And it's like, okay, that sounds good, but it's like you go out there, you go from high school to college to the pros. You can't just go from high school to the pros. Like there's no way possible
No.
because of how, how fast, like, a lot of the quarterbacks you see in today's, game, like they go from being great in high school, great in college, and then they get to the pros and they're just an average quarterback because of how fast players, like,
Yeah.
a pass or a line, like, a line, like, hey, I can run really fast, I can get to this spot. That spot is different than when it was in high school, college. Now in NFL, you might get
Yeah.
1-2 steps and you really have to be there, or you're not gonna get no yards. So it's like that's the same thing with basketball, NBA. High school and college is one
Yeah.
step. A lot of guys don't understand that it's a different speed. Guys are taller, faster, stronger, get to spots differently. Like it's just a different beast. And I think that um people, the average fan just doesn't realize that. And it's like it looks like
Yeah.
it's like it's easy and they're jogging and doing it. Just go to a game, sit courtside. I want somebody to sit courtside and really see how fast guys are moving up and down the court. It's not like guys
Right.
are walking around. It's like guys are really, like, they're putting their best
Yeah.
court out there, regular season, but
Hmm.
in the playoffs for sure. But regular season, they still do that, man. I mean, they still averaging whatever they're averaging, but it's because of how good they are.
Yeah. And to put it into like even crazier perspective, 15 guys on a team, 30 teams in the league, that's 450 players, not just in America, but on the globe that are
Yeah,
in the NBA.
yeah,
450 guys. And those are people that are just, they make it to stay like in the league too in general is insane.
it's insane.
Because every year, what is there like 60 people in the draft?
60 new players,
Filtering out those young guys.
crazy,
Yeah.
crazy.
So that 450, I mean, that alone is just insane. And I just hate how people just dissect the product of the game anymore because it's not so much more about the game, it's more about the quotes
Hmm.
and the
Yeah,
stats. And the stats don't tell a lot from what the product is.
no, it's so analytical,
And
so
watching,
analytical.
yeah, and watching the game on TV is way different than going to a game in person.
Yes.
I remember the first time I went to an NBA game, that was like the way you guys move is insane to me. I'm not gonna lie. I think the first game I went to was I think the game when Book dunked on D'Lo,
Mm, okay.
up in Minnesota,
Yeah.
and on TV, it does it just doesn't justify what you're seeing in person.
Mm.
Um, but I don't know. It's crazy anymore. I don't. I think we need like a reset when it comes to NBA media.
Yeah, yeah.
I hate to like really bash on the media guys because I know some people that are within the media space, but just relax, man.
Yeah, you
Like,
gotta, you gotta, you gotta give people, that just do, obviously, but it just doesn't make sense sometimes. I'm like, why do you want to, like, go out there and critique these guys on something specific that they do? Like this
hmm,
is our life. Like, you know what I mean? Like we grew
yeah,
up and this is all you know. So it's like to say
right.
somebody is critiquing you about, how you play the game or how you should play the game. It's like, come on. And that's why you get a lot of
I
guys
think
upset about it.
yeah, and I think that's another thing that's very like a misunderstood thing is like this is your guys' livelihood. Like
Yeah.
just because they're on TV, balling it up and stuff, like these guys got families. They're human. You guys are human too. Like I feel like that's something that is just forgotten about when
Yeah.
it comes to professional athletes in general. And of course, there's been a lot of incidents with media. There was the media member, I think he made like a comment about Embiid's family or something, which
It's like, come on, man. Just don't do that. Don't bring people's family.
like there's a line. There's a
You
line.
misconstrued and like you ain't crossing the line. Like you're trying to get clickbait and you're trying to like really like make a
Clip
story out of
from
something that shouldn't even be. But it's like, yeah,
right.
it's crazy.
Yeah. I've been listening to the Michael Porter Jr. podcast recently, and he went into depth a lot about how the media is just kind of they just kind of spin anything anymore, and I'm 100% agree with that.
Yeah.
Um, but to kind of change, the trajectory here, a fun little question: which NBA city that you played in had the best fans?
Best fan.
And honestly, we'll throw in overseas as well. We'll throw in overseas teams because I know the overseas environment is freaking insane.
Yeah. NBA wise, Toronto Raptors. I mean, obviously it's overseas, but it's still like, connected to, America. And it's like, that's by far their fans were amazing. Like into the game, whole game, super fans everywhere. Like and it's like a whole country behind, the Toronto Raptors. So that's a really, really
Hmm.
dope experience. Like I say that's probably um one of my favorite cities to go to and play because their fans just show up and they show a lot of support. Overseas, man, playing in obviously last 2 years to kind of give you guys a little backstory of like where I'm at, and I'll break down my whole career as well, so that way you guys can hear it. Maybe we can clip it and show the fans of like my career and have some clips with it.
Yeah.
Obviously,
Hmm.
started with the G League with the Knicks, Westchester Knicks, then went from there to the New York Knicks, New York Knicks to the Pelicans. Pelicans, I got traded in the middle of the season. I was in the Boogie Cousins trade, so I went from there to Sacramento, there for a short stint. Signed a 3-year deal in Detroit, there for 3 years. Then I went to Phoenix, was there with the championship run, lost in the championship, obviously. And then the last year of my career, year 8 for me was I had like a couple 10 days with the Brooklyn Nets and Milwaukee Bucks, and that was my NBA stint. And then obviously went overseas, played the last 2 years in Italy, and in this upcoming season I'll be in Turkey. So first year was in Reggio Emilia, which is like close to Bologna over in Italy. And then last year being in Sicily, playing in Sicily for Trapani Sharks. And I'm telling you, man, the Trapani Shark fans, man, the best fans I've ever been a part of. How loud it gets in the gym. It's like a huge. It reminds you if you guys were to see from Men in Black, the spaceship that was like at the top of the where they took off at in the ship. It reminds you of that and like how it looks in the roof. It looks like that. And like me and one of my teammates, we always joke about it. Like, man, we playing like just a joke during the games and stuff like that. Like, man, look up, man, look up. And it's always just like running joke. But yeah, bar none, like that. They were the best fans I've ever been a part of overseas thus far. And so obviously this year, Turkey, I'm excited to see what the fans all about. And then going forward, I look forward to going to see like these other bigger teams like the Partisans of the world, the Panathinaikos, the Olympiacos. I'm excited to see them eventually, in my career. See how those fans are.
Yeah, that is one thing I will say. I think overseas in the other country that I think they have a better crowd environment opposed to NBA environments that might get a little slack for that. But I just, me personally, I just like, why can't, like, they're lighting, like, they have like fire sticks and stuff. Like, they're doing insane stuff
It's
in
crazy.
these
It's
arenas.
crazy.
Like, I couldn't imagine.
Like coming over here, like you're thinking, all right, the fans are amazing, the fans are locked in, but it's like they're in the game with you. Like this is their life. Like people show up to these games, and like this is their life.
Yeah.
They don't know anything else but that basketball, whatever brand of basketball that is, and they
Hmm.
like it can make or break their week. Like I've had fans like come up to me during the week, man, great job, man, keep going. You lose a game that week, and they're like, man, this is terrible. Like you guys are terrible. Like, I can't believe you guys play like that. Like, oh, like what? Like I literally this one game, like we're gonna be all right. It's like, but to them, it's like, this,
We're straight, bro.
yeah, it's like, but this is everything. It's like that's what really it separates it. Every game over here matters. 10 times more. It's like every game is the playoffs for them, and it's like not to say like 82 games in the NBA is like that. That's number one is the hardest thing to do. Play 82 games in
Mhm.
the season. I've done it personally. Like played 82 games in the season. Been very fortunate to play all 82 games, but to see like how it's broken down in what you see over here, it's like every game. It could be 30 domestic games, and then you have, obviously international games as well. And to explain this, like overseas, your domestic league is whatever country that you're playing in. So obviously, I'm playing in the Turkish league right now. That's my domestic league, and then international over here is like traveling around to play different countries. You can go to Greece, you can go to Spain, you can go to Slovenia. Like you go all around to play these different teams in different countries.
Yeah.
But it's like that's what makes it really fun because obviously you're traveling, but you're also too, you're coming together as a team. You're building chemistry, playing in different countries, and it's like you're going in different environments. Like that's all you got is you and your teammates, and then a couple fans, and it's just crazy. It truly is crazy.
What's the kind of throw it off a little bit? What's the
Yeah.
craziest thing a fan's ever said to you? Have you?
Man, I had this past year, so I played my old team in the playoffs. We beat them. Uh, they like so. I know some Italian now, and so they were cussing me out, mad at me. And,
Oh.
I'm not gonna say all the words that they were saying because obviously I know some Italian here, but
Or PR trained.
yeah, PR training.
I'm still working on it, but he's for sure PR trained.
I tell people, you got to get a 2K answer. I tell my boys all the time, I got to get a 2K.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the cussing out, throwing bottles at you, throwing any and everything that they have.
Whoa.
Yeah, bro. It's crazy. It is crazy. I think it's a picture on my IG of me like I had just finished the game and it looks like I'm about to run towards a tunnel to go out, and like all the fans are waiting there to throw. Like I remember I ran through the tunnel, and like one of my boys.
That's crazy.
They wanted to shake my hand, and like they literally like I was like, bro, I can't. They just throwing stuff, they're booing me, they're like yelling, cussing. But that's the passion. That's the passion with the fans, and
Yeah.
you.
I mean, I respect it.
Yeah, no, you gotta respect
it.
You gotta respect it. You gotta respect because they look they're fans. They want their team to win just as bad as you want to win. So it's like it's
right.
Understandable.
It's almost like I'm assuming you saw the Boogie Cousins clip, right?
Yeah, I did see that. Yeah. Like I said, they say some wild stuff, and it's like you got to be. I know in the heat of battle it's tough, and that's my dog, Boogie, my dog.
Yeah.
And it's like to see him like that happen. I was like, man, it's tough, but the fans are crazy, man. The fans are crazy, but like. It's a crazy in a good way and a crazy in a bad way too. So it's like you gotta have it's a fine line. I'll say it's a fine line for sure.
Is I guess I'm not too familiar with this. Is the sports betting thing big over there?
Yeah,
like
pretty big. It's pretty big.
Is it? Have you had somebody DM you about messing up their parlay or something?
I haven't really had too many people say nothing about the parlays. I have. I mean, obviously, yes, they have had people with the parlays and stuff like that. But now the fans really don't message you about like all that. They more so like obviously like they bet on like the wins and losses. Like I'll say that like yo like you guys lost. I bet this much money. Like why would you like come on man? You guys got when you supposed to win. I need to break. So I've had that. I've had that, but more not in the sense of like the lines and stuff like that. So.